Welcome along to another video. I am That Cycling Chimp, and in this one I've decided to ride my longest distance ever. I've preloaded a route onto my Garmin head unit and I'm just about to head over towards the new town of Irvine to pick up a special guest rider. So if you want to find out how I got on today, grab a cuppa, kick back and relax, and let's get the show on the road. Father, a cyclist is never late, he's always precisely on time. It's time for me to get a quick costume change, get the bike out of the car, and then we're on the road. So what is it you're riding today?
This is the Rue Conquest 3500.
And for me, I'm opting for Shadowfax today, just for a little more comfort. Just finishing off a quick banana, and you're not getting any man, wee one. Now we'll get the adventure on the road. Last week I was riding in the east coast of Scotland. This week I'm going to do a west coaster from Irvine up to Largs, and then we'll see where we go from there. That's one noisy bird. The weather's a little bit different today. Absolutely freezing compared to last Sunday. The sun is coming out back and forward, but it's pretty overcast. Just hope we're not going to get wet. We're just about to head into Eglinton Country Park. Last night when I was sending the route map to Cheap Bike CC here, I told him it was going to be a 90-kilometre run. I'd sent him the wrong map, because what I didn't tell him was he's never been on the Greater Isle of Cumbrae, so I thought I would take him over. Now we're travelling up the west coast from Irvine to Largs. According to the Windy app, there's going to be a headwind all the way there, so it's giving us a workout as well. If you're wondering what I'm listening in my headset today, the musical motivation album is Ibefornia by Cassius. It's an album from 2016 and you should check it out because it's an absolute banger. And this is why sometimes when you're riding with my dad, he can't be trusted because he just drops you. I've got a brutal headwind, he just disappeared. Ages but a number. Now that's us just done 15 kilometres. We're just outside the little town of Ardrossan where you get the ferry over to that island over there, which is the Isle of Arran. Home to be doing that island pretty soon. How's that headwind doing for you?
It's brutal, absolutely brutal. A brutal headwind. It's that brutal, it's blew that wheelie bin over.
Alright, don't dramatise it. The next stretch we're doing is on a new cycle path between Ardrossan all the way out to Seamill, which is incorporated into West Kilbride. Don't think there's going to be much footage at this bit because, as my dad just said there, the wind is absolutely brutal. Suppose I better do a bit for the cause and let him draft. Here. And he said they would have to wait for him at the top of the hill. Peak physical performance in your 60s. That's the aim of the game. We're just about to hit the busy stretch between Seamill and Ferry. I don't know whether he's wanting to get down the Port and Crossway. I don't think he is. I think we're just going to go straight on. And now we're entering the grounds of Hunterston Castle. Re-tarmacked all this road. This used to be a farm road. It was just gravel, but now it's tarmac, so it's a little bit easier to cycle on. So in the last video, we were at Blackness Castle, which was in the east coast of Scotland. On the west coast, behind me here is Hunterston Castle. Now Hunterston Castle is just located outside of West Kilbride in North Ayrshire. It's a historic home of the lairds of the Hunterston and the chiefs of the clan Hunter. The keep, which is on the right hand side there, dates from the late 12th or early 13th centuries, while the attached manor house is of 18th century. The estate was granted to the Hunters by David I of Scotland in the 12th century, and the heads of the clan have lived in the estate for the following 900 years. Now, between 1974 and 1985, the castle was open to the general public, but due to the new rules and the legislations, and also the Hunterston nuclear power plants just behind it, too many of the people thought it was going to be a security risk if they had to move people out. After that date, the castle's only accessible by appointment, but people actually live in it. Sometimes you get open days in Scotland where they open up old castles or places of interest that you can't get into any other times, and this is one of the places that opens on those days. But it just goes to show you that some castles in Scotland, with a bit of upkeep, they are pretty good and they're still livable in.
You need to go to the police station.
It's for a pearl diver. Every time I'm out on the bike, I always find I bet that's out of my pocket. Well, we know who's buying the coffees at the coffee shop. They're supposed to be redoing all that path at the Ferry shoreline, but they've closed it off, so it's a little bit of hike a bike. Thank God that the tide's out, because we wouldn't be able to do it if the tide was in. The bugger dropped me again. Urgh, just an absolute beast in his bike. Oh God, that's like the smallest bridge in the world. Oh, sorry, son.
Right. What is that?
£8.
Yeah, I'll give you a fiver.
That's quite funny, that, isn't it? So we successfully got on to the ferry across to the Greater Isle of Cumbrae. It was at this point where my microphones had malfunctioned and I couldn't record anything at all. But we cycled round about the island, as you can see here, until we got to the special place of Fintry Bay Cafe for something to eat. Special guest star today was Dog, and it's an absolutely great little place. It's always busy in the summertime as well. I opted for the New York deli sandwich to fuel myself up, and then... Welcome to the big city of Millport. Now, he asked earlier on where all the toucans and the tropical animals were. I did tell him that I'd show him a crocodile. We just managed to make it back in time to the ferry. How was your first time on the Isle of Cumbrae?
It was alright. It was nice. Nice wee island. Smashing.
Are you going to come back?
Possibly.
Well, that's us back onto the ferry. Got to get from Largs back to Irvine. Probably stop at Ardrossan for a coffee on the way home as well, just to give us that little bit of extra energy before we get there. Back in good old terra firma. The more firma, the less of the terror. Done 51 kilometres before we start heading back. All in today, we were talking about 90 kilometres, but the way I'm feeling just now, I might just go for that Grand Fondo and do the 100 kilometres. It'll be the longest I've ridden, and definitely the longest my dad's ridden as well. A cracking tailwind behind us on the way home as well, so let's gear up and ride out. Now the Padawan becomes the master. Sorry for dropping you, Dad, but you've been doing it to me all day, so I had to get back. That's us at 74.5 kilometres. And we're in uncharted territory now. This is the furthest I've ever cycled in one ride. Will I make it to the 100k? We're going to find out. Well, that's us hit 90 kilometres. There's 10 more to go. Can I get this Grand Fondo metric century under my belt? It'll be the first one, and his due. "95 kilometres, 5 more to go, and now we're on the clock, because I fancy to get a decent time for my first 100 kilometres. Kilometres metric century in the bag. Strava, give me my Grand Fondo badge. How are you feeling after your 100 kilometres?
Oh, great. I could do another 100.
That's the way I'm feeling too. Time for a little bit of recovery. Well, that's us got to the end of yet another video. Just like to thank you all for sticking around and watching to the end. I'm still buzzing that I've done 100 kilometres and it's my first one. So that's going to open the doors up for the next challenge. If you liked today's video, give us a huge thumbs up, and if you really liked it, consider hitting that subscribe and notification button, because your subscribing keeps me and the channel riding, and you do not know how much it means to me when you hit that subscribe button. We've recently just hit a milestone of 500 subscribers, and it's all down to you guys hitting that button. I hope to see you all in the next one, but in the meantime you can check out my last video up there, which was the big Insta ride, and it's a cracking video to watch. Or you can check out previously on That Cycling Chimp down below, which are archived adventures. Until the next time guys, bye for now, and remember to ride safe out there.